What a beautiful morning. I wanted to talk to you guys today about existential claustrophobia, which isn't a real thing, I think. Actually, I haven't researched it, but I think for the ones that know about existential fears and uncertainties, that the term existential claustrophobia probably resonates and describes the condition very well. When you have existential claustrophobia, you feel trapped in existence. You feel as if nowhere you turn, there's no way to escape. Because you might be scared of dying, but you also don't want to live in life the way it is, because you don't have control, there's no certainty, there's so many questions that you can't answer. And all of this makes you want to kind of run away or flee from the world, from existence. But if you're scared of dying, then you can't, because you're scared of the uncertainty of death as well. And so it's a very claustrophobic feeling, and that's why I call it existential claustrophobia. And I'll tell you guys today about how to overcome it. If you would have regular claustrophobia, so the fear of closed spaces, being trapped in an elevator or a plane, the standard method of trying to overcome it is exposure therapy. So you're going to put yourself in trapped spaces, and in this way try to show your brain that it's nothing to be scared of. The tricky thing with existential claustrophobia is you are in chronic exposure, and that's what makes it difficult, because with normal exposure therapy you can have a period of relaxation after the exposure where you can rest, where you can reflect, where you can digest. You can't do that with existence, because you never ever have the ability to temporarily go back to a place of freedom. And so it's kind of a chronic exposure. First of all, if you want to overcome existential claustrophobia, you have to really face life and say yes to it. You can't keep running. You can't keep trying to escape in your mind by thinking. You have to make a commitment to change your recovery from finding an answer that won't make you feel as trapped to, all right, I am trapped. How can I be at peace with being trapped? That's the first step. You have to change your intention of what the goal is. The goal is not to not feel trapped. The goal is to accept that you are trapped in a way. However, within being trapped, you also are free. And that's the beauty of life. People with existential claustrophobia or existential fear are so caught up on the limitations, the boundaries of feeling trapped, that we actually forget to look at, okay, within the trap, how free are we? I'm walking around in a giant, beautiful woods. And yes, I can't change the fact that these woods are here. I can't change the fact that I'm alive, but within the boundaries of this trappedness, have so much freedom to choose what I want to do within it. So I am both trapped and free. I am free within being trapped. And it's about finding peace with that. It's about, on the one hand, being okay with the reality of, in some ways, being trapped, but also allowing yourself to feel and focus on how free you truly are. You can go wherever you want. You can do whatever you want to do. You can live. You can travel. You can eat different foods. Within your day, you have a lot of flexibility of how you want to live. So you are free as well. A second tip, a second step of what you have to do. Sorry, the lighting is quite bad. Maybe I have to walk backwards. I'll stand here for a second. The second thing you have to do, which is what we do with all fears, is we look at the root of the fear. What is it that we are truly scared of? We're not scared of being trapped, because when you're trapped, it also ultimately can also mean you're protected. Like if you're trapped in an airplane, for example, you could question, well, do I wish that I wasn't trapped? Would I like to have the capacity to just float away and have no structure at all? We could ask that question with existence too. Would you rather be completely free and choose everything and have no structure in life and no boundaries at all? That would give you a whole other type of fear. So the question is it necessarily about the fear of being trapped? Very often it's more about the fear of not having control. Our human biology is wired in the way that if we have control, we feel safe. Because if we have control over our environment, we can grow food, we can survive, we can stay alive with our families. And so being trapped feels like our control is taken away from us. And that's truly what feels scary. And so realizing that, you can start questioning, is it necessarily unsafe that I am trapped? Is it necessarily a bad thing that I am stuck in life? Could I allow myself to see that maybe being trapped is actually being taken care of by life? Having this structure, having this limitation is maybe the best possible way that life said, this is the only way that human beings can appreciate life in the highest way possible. Because if we would give them full freedom, they'd probably mess it up. So it's about questioning this belief or this idea that not having control is always bad, is always a bad thing. I don't think that's true, because otherwise I'd constantly have to breathe on my own. If I had control over my breath and I had to control my breath, imagine how exhausting that would be, to constantly have to breathe, to constantly have to create oxygen through the trees. It's nice to not have control over so many things, because it allows us to be free and focus on who we truly are in our core and what we truly feel inspired by. It's because I don't have to grow food out of the ground, and because I don't have to breathe on my own, that I can be here in this woods and enjoy it and appreciate it. So the fact that you don't have control over so many things can also mean that you are being taken care of by life. That life is saying, you know what, we're gonna do all this stuff. You have no idea why or how or whatever, but just surrender to it and enjoy the experience of being alive. So I think that's what it's truly about. And I wanted to share that with you guys today. So I'm gonna enjoy the rest of my walk. My dog is somewhere far in the woods. I don't even know why or where. So I'll see you guys in my next video, and I hope you have a lovely day. Mwah!